In today's video, we're going to talk about how Wanda Maximoff does return because, careful for spoilers, she's alive. But it's how she returns that is really fascinating. Also, we're going to talk about Deadpool 3, most recent rumors, because there may be a strike going on, but things can still be worked on from a development point of view behind the scenes. And also, we're going to talk about where this whole multiversal saga is going, because we know it's building up to Kang's dynasty. We know the Marvels is going to have huge ramifications for the multiverse with incursions, potentially. And we know it's leading to secret wars. So there's a lot of rumors and somewhat trustworthy information to go over within this video. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around it, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the good issue, Monsterverse, Marvel, DC, pop culture-based content that we try to cover on a daily basis. Could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know. Do you believe this is how Wanda and how the MCU is all going to come to an end at the end of the multiversal saga? Also, if you could, check us out on Instagram, at Warstu, to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And if you could, check us out on x.com, which is Twitter, I guess, WarstuG. So, ever since the end of multiverse of Doctor Strange 2, it's become prominently clear to Marvel that Elizabeth Olsen, who plays Scarlet Witch, is one of their most profitable, one of their most popular IPs they own, being Scarlet Witch. And it is worth saying that nobody knows if she's out of contract. There's a lot of people keep saying she's out of contract. I'm like, yo, are you her lawyer? Are you her literal lawyer? No. Even if she is out of contract, it's clear she will be coming back. So at the end of Multiverse of Madness, it appeared that Wanda was killed. But we all know she isn't. The short answer is she's still alive. The WandaVision TV show alongside Loki Season 1 are literally the only two actual Disney Plus series that were received very well. So there's an article on CosmicCircus.com by Alex Perez. I actually really do rate this website. And it's talking about what he's heard about what is next for Scarlet Witch. And it doesn't mean she can't appear in Deadpool 3 because we don't know the timeline of all this stuff. So I will leave the article down below. So it says this: since the events of WandaVision, Wanda had lived in isolation, learning more about herself and the powers she could harness through the Darkhold. However, the Darkhold exerted a heavy toll, corrupting our Wanda, using her grief and love of her family to turn her into the antagonist. By the time Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness rolled around, thankfully, Wanda did what she could to redeem herself by the end of the film, sacrificing herself to destroy the Warstu Mountain and burn every Darkhold from across the multiverse. So we've got to remember, it's prophesized that Wanda is the one to destroy the cosmos and the multiverse, essentially. So of course she's going to appear. Since then, fans have been curious about what is next for the Scarlet Witch in the MCU, and it basically says in today's article they're going to talk about how she could or how she does return. So Wanda Maximoff 616 being the MCU, the main one, it's worth saying that there is Wandas in every kind of multiverse, I guess you could say. So let's start by addressing the big elephant in the room. Did Wanda Elizabeth Olsen survive the events of Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness? The simple answer is yes, but it's how she survived, which could play a huge part. Then if the rumors about Wanda teaming up with Kang later down the road in Secret Wars, that could play a part, because if Kang the Conqueror does become the Beyonder, the end Ant-Man 3 went to the Beyondverse, there's going to have to be some confrontation between Wanda and Kang, for sure. So the next question is, where is she? Some speculate that Wanda is still hidden in the rubble of the mountain, whilst others have pointed to her spirit hiding in the multiverse. Here's what I've been told. Sources have informed us that Wanda Maximoff is currently in a dormant state at the end of the Witch's Road. The Witch Road is an alternate dimension within the borders of the known universe, similar to the Mirror Dimension or the Dark Dimension, which we see in Doctor Strange 1, where Dormammu was hiding. So, according to sources, fans can expect particular plane of existence to be first introduced in the up-and-coming Agatha, Covenant of Chaos. Seriously, no one pretty much cares for this show, but if it's going to have correlation to Wanda, I think it could do much better. Followed by the potential special based on the location, which would premiere following the conclusion of Covenant of Chaos. This Witches Road special, we've been told, would be similar to Werewolf by Night, a special presentation in terms of tone and loosely connected to the main MCU story. However, just because the Witches Road will be introduced in these up-and-coming projects now does not mean Wanda will appear in either one. Sources have stated that Scarlet Witch will not physically appear in these previous stated projects, although she could be referenced. And you know what happens when Marvel reference something? It almost sends the fandom into some kind of frenzy, implying it's confirmed. The Witches Road special will mainly be an origin of the mythical location, featuring a new cast of witches, and according to sources, they will predate most of the events of the MCU. Really cool when they do that, if they can execute it properly. The most fans can expect from these projects regarding Wanda would be Agatha, Covenant Chaos, with the confirmation that she is still alive via any trace of chaos magic, which is very fading following the events of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. What happens next following the discovery is something that will be explored in the up-and-coming Covenant of Chaos series, set to premiere at some point in the future. So what does this tell us? Not an awful lot, to be honest, but it does tell us that Wanda will actually be returning. So the article goes on to say, there's also the matter of Monica Rambeau returning in the upcoming Marvel's film, which is slated for this coming November. Whilst we won't see Wanda return in this particular project, expect there to be a few moments or mentions here. So when people say, when is Wanda returning? They're on about Wanda, they're not on about variants Wandas. Now, whilst our main story is still yet to be unfolded on the 616, this doesn't mean that the Scarlet Witch present in other universe won't be used. Our sources have told us that Marvel knows the value of Scarlet Witch character has to the Marvel Studios IP, and plans to explore multiple takes on the character through the lens of the multiversal saga. Like I said earlier in the video, this character is so popular, is worth a lot to Marvel. It's one of the few characters we have left that could save the MCU in a way. But I can see where Kevin Feige's going with this saga. It's just taken an awful long time to get there. Wanda Maximoff 838. Then, of course, there is a long-standing rumor of Wanda returning in the up-and-coming Deadpool and Wolverine film, aka Deadpool 3. There have been several leaks and rumors about the Scarlet Witch involvement in this film, ranging from her having an integral role, which she would have been shooting in London when they started shooting, if that was the case, in the story, to not appear in the movie at all. As we know, Magneto, her father's going to be in it. The whole Fox universe was going to be in it. If she isn't in it in some capacity, that will be a huge L. That said, with so much stuff out there and so many who claim to have inside information on various social media platforms now, keeping track and figure out what's real and what is not is very difficult. So allow me to elaborate what I've heard and how it could potentially play out. I do believe Alex Perez is one of the few insiders who are credible. According to sources, there is a particular interest from Marvel to explore further the 838 universe established in the Doctor Strange into Multiverse Madness. Yeah, that's pretty much going to have to play a part, because generally when leaks and rumors are true, everyone is saying the same thing. These same sources have informed us about a return of Earth 838 in the upcoming Deadpool 3 film, and most people have hypothesized that we will see a version of the Illuminati team wanting revenge for what happened in Doctor Strange 2, essentially, and this article goes on to say that the idea of Earth 838 appearing in the up-and-coming Deadpool 3 film would display how the events of Doctor Strange into the Multiverse Madness affect that world following the death of the Illuminati. In turn, left a massive power vacuum and threw the entire world into disarray. The idea of 838 would now be dysfunctional feature led by a handful of the deceased members, implying their family members. And then it goes on to say they will form a new Illuminati. They would deem what Doctor Strange and what Wanda Maximoff did as an act of war against 838 and seek to retaliate. Now, this is just rumor mill, but you can speculate, and then the article goes on to say, now, how Wanda 838 fits into all this, according to sources, one of the individuals who took up the power following the fall of Illuminati would be Sir Ian McKellen, Magneto from Earth 838. Oh my god, it's Wanda's dad. It would establish that Magneto 838 has a father-daughter relationship with Wanda 838. However, it is yet to be confirmed if he is the biological father or if he will take her in as his own following what happened to 838. That's just speculation, but I guess you could say it's comic booky stuff. And then it goes on to say he will assume the role of the guardian or protector by the time Deadpool 3 rolls out. Magneto will be a member of the world's new Illuminati with Wanda at his side. So like I say, even though it may not be the MCU Wanda we've always known. It will be a variant of Wanda. Sources have drawn out a parallel to the relationship between Ian McKellen, Magneto, and the original Jean Grey, Phoenix, during X-Men The Last Stand, is an example of what to expect from Magneto / Wanda pairing. Should it come to pass in the up-and-coming film, it's important to note, whilst information regarding Deadpool 3 is all fascinating and thrilling to read, this is all information provided to us before the strike took place. Then the only question is, why didn't you post this article 4 weeks ago? These ideas could change. They will change once the strikes are over and writers begin to flesh out new concepts and ideas for these up-and-coming films. It is important to acknowledge that without labor of the writers and actors currently on strike, these films and shows we're covering wouldn't exist. And that is what people don't understand. It's all right, all these new leaks and rumors coming out, but it's like, there's no writers. Where are the leaks coming from? Like I said, Marvel Studios as a studio, as a development kind of company, Kevin Feige, etc. can work on ideas, but there's no actual legally binding actors or writers working on any projects at the moment. So this is fascinating. And having Wanda being in a dormant stage and linking it to Covenant of Chaos would be a really cool way, and maybe slipping Wanda into What If Season 2, if that even comes out. So I think this is a fascinating article. I think there's a lot of validity there. Marvel are definitely not finished with Wanda. She's just worth too much. She's too popular. Elizabeth Olsen can say she's out of contract all she wants. But like I keep saying, these people online can say they know she's out of contract. But unless you're her lawyer, you don't know nothing. So also in the news, over the last couple of days, there have been a lot of rumors on Multiverse of Madness level of who could appear in the next Deadpool 3 movie. Take this with a massive pinch of salt because I don't believe most of these, but it would be interesting. X-23, Shatterstar, Wanda does seem obvious. Another version of Wolverine. Loki, because Loki started it all. Miss Minutes, because Miss Minutes, that's actually the villain of the movie. Okay, I shouldn't have said that, but yeah, that's pretty much confirmed. Doctor Doom from the 2000s. Daredevil, of course, it's Ben Affleck. Cassandra Nova, that's interesting. Daniel RPK said that. And then Elite came out from April, so realistically, no one said that. Mystique, Jean Grey, Professor X, Storm, Brian Cox, Gambit, Channing Tatum, your girl Taylor Swift, so all the Swifties can come. She has a pretty good relationship with Blake and Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds literally said he would do anything, he would die to get her in a Deadpool movie, so that would be cool. And also Magneto. A lot of these people could actually feature, but then again, a lot of them were supposed to feature in Multiverse of Madness, aka Doctor Strange 2. So you got to take it with a pinch of salt. Now, I find the leak community interesting because you never know if it's real or not. And also, according to Daniel RPK, although Moon is trying to take credit for it, Hugh Jackman was in talks with Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige to have this huge role to play in Secret Wars. That's kind of obvious. We were all expecting Robert Downey Jr., Tobey Maguire, and Hugh Jackman to have a massive part to play in Secret Wars as their last one stand. Although this person, Moon, is trying to take credit. I think it's interesting when other wannabe scoopers take credit for other people's information because it's clear who posted it first. This clearly came from Daniel RPK, but it is what it is, I guess. So I don't really think the Marvel Studios subreddit is as good as it was before Marvel subpoenaed it. The Studios subreddit was a lot better before it got subpoenaed because now it just is full of people posting what these clout chasing Twitter influencers, X influencers. It actually used to be full of information and leaks that were real. So you've kind of got to take it with a pinch of salt. But I think there's a lot of validity in how Wanda returns, being in a dormant stage. That sounds cool. A lot of the people supposedly in Deadpool 3, I mean, they all make sense. Loki, he started it all. Miss Minutes, there is a literal TVA section of this movie. A lot of it makes sense. It's guesswork. To be honest, Marvel's quite predictable to the point where you could guess a lot of these things. We already know there will be multiple variants of Deadpool. There's even a rumor that Taylor Swift is going to be Lady Deadpool. That would be cool. Multiple variants of Wolverine. We know that's a thing. So I wouldn't really say a lot of it is leaks. I would just say it's guesswork. I mean, the source is Disinsider. They've blocked me on Twitter, on x.com, so make that what you want. Not the actual Disinsider account. The person that runs the Disinsider account has blocked me a long time ago, but it is what it is. A lot of scoopers, wannabe scoopers, and, you know, people that think they know stuff block me on Twitter. I don't understand why. So likewise, guys, let us know, what do you think about the Scarlet Witch returning? And also, she is rumored to have her own movie, but that won't happen for a while. And a lot of people seem to think that Scarlet Witch is going to be killed at the end of Multiversal Saga. She's going to sacrifice herself to take out Kang. I don't think it's going to go down like that, but we'll have to see. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter, OS2G, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.